Afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? Please ask to answer. Excellent. Thank you. Good. Excellent. So let's shall we? Oh, my name is Luiz Rose, and I'm Cambridge, and I'm going to talk to you about how you can make your young students have fun in class, but also have seriously good results at the same time. Very title, right? Let's start with a picture. Picture, sorry. Fun. When the word fun, what comes to your mind? And it leaves the chat box and write anything that comes to your mind when you see the word fun. Game, okay, Rebecca, Katina, games, everybody games. All these are fun. What is fun? I'm getting the audio. Okay, I will ask the. I'm going to her because you can hear me. Marketing department will help you. Theater, videos, write music. Okay. Thank you, Manuel. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So all these things are considered fun, right? But learning English can also be fun and should be fun, right? Now, the word motivation. What kind is to rush to your mind when you see the word motivation? Positive, very important. Reinforcement, recognition, right? Interest, competition, yes. Competition can be very motivating for students, right? Motivate your students. And that you normally use to motivate your students? Yes, of course. We all need interesting activities to motivate our students. Music, yes, music is a kind of interesting activity, right? And all these activities are usually fun, right? So fun and motivation are very much connected, right? Linked. Several aspects, yes, can be motivating, can motivate your students, okay. But you don't rewarding, okay. But you don't necessarily need thing to be fun to motivate your students, right? Better if it is fun, but not necessarily, right? Learning outcomes. What's to mind when you see the learning outcomes? Media, learning outcomes. Okay, the efforts. Yes. Yes, it's the result of the teacher efforts, right? Okay. Which is more important for class to be fun or learning outcomes, main outcomes? Both a good result, both. Yes, both are important. But I would say that learning outcomes is more important than fun, right? Students do not go to class to have fun only. Class to learn. If they want to have fun, they go to movies, they play a game, they play a video game, right? These are not only, it's not clear. It's louder. Is it better? So, the learning outcome is what really is important, right? You want your students to learn. So you give fun to help your students to learn. Do you agree? Okay. Where are students most motivated in class? Uh, Especially the audio. I think audio is coming out from. A second, please.
Now? Yes, much better. Great, thank you. The audio here. So let's back my station. So were students most motivated in class? That's the answer. Sorry about that. Talking about everything, less grammar, games, music, and videos. When there's something fun. Katrina said when there's something interesting and fun. Right. Music and videos. That's right. Your students love music. They love videos, right? They love games. They love, usually, not always, right? Love activities where they have to move about, right? Their activities, right? Okay, great. Bored. Grammar already, right? everything except grammar. So they find grammar boring. Yes. What else is boring? Where are students bored? Miss is here. In class, write something as they don't. Sometimes most of them don't like to write, right? Talkers when they feel forced to do something. Okay. They do exercises in class when they listen to a long explanation or former songs from the book where they have to write too many things, repeat activities. That's right. All these things can be boring, right? Students are bored when lesson is boring, when it's boring, or materials are boring, right? And you want that, right? You want the lesson to be fun. You want the fun teacher, and you want the materials to be fun too, right? Look at what's going on outside the classroom. What's in the classroom? Well, students nowadays have much more input or access to information than in the past. In the past, the teachers and the parents were the main source of information, right? And students have access to much more information than in the past. What is happening outside the classroom? There are a lot of technology devices, right? Electronic devices like video games, mobile phones, right? Can you compete with that? Can you compete with, for example, video games? Yes, it's impossible to compete with a video game, right? But you have to. The good news is you don't have to. You can offer something that is fun, right? And still, um, it's still enjoyable for your students, right? Yes, okay. If you can beat them, join them. This is true. Yes. Yes. So there are lots of things you can do in the classroom, not to compete. They don't need to compete with that, right? So what you should do is try and offer your pupils or your students an appealing alternative, right? What alternative? As I said, activities which are fun, material which is fun, right? Being a language is fun or can be fun. And language learning for young learners will be more memorable if it's in a meaningful context and dynamic and child-friendly. So I was researching this subject, and I came across a very interesting article in Huffington Post. As you can there, this is their website. It's www.huffingtonpost.com. You can read it later if you want to, right? And the name of this article is The Global Search for Education, Fun and Learning. So it talks about fun and learning. And in this article, they mention the education system in Finland. And you probably know the Finnish education is considered one of the best in the world. Right? So they are doing something right, right? Perhaps we should get inspired by them, right? I wouldn't say copy, but get inspired, right? And one of the things that they say in this article is this: at its best should be fun so that it helps children engage in the learning activity. This from was written by a coordinator from in Finland. Okay? In the other part of the article, the kids having fun there with angry birds, right? And this coordinator said, fun learning also stands for teaching kids 21st century skills like critical thinking, cooperation, problem solving, creativity, and negotiation. So it's important for them to be able to deal with news, not only listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Right? Of course, very gradual. Right? Is how can your students have fun in class, but also seriously good results at the same time? Well, the teacher give gradual support, right? What do I mean gradual support? Well, to start an activity, when start a lesson or a unit, students usually need a lot of support, right? And to guide them, you need to organize the class, to supervise the class more. As the class or the unit or the lesson progresses, students usually don't need so much support anymore. So the idea here is that you control the class more in the beginning, really loosen up the control, right? And they get to the consolidation part of the activity, they have more freedom, right? Success is very important, right? Do you agree? Recall somebody said in the beginning there, the term she used, but recognition to praise, right? Opportunities to show what they know, very important. It's amazing how much our students know nowadays, isn't it? Well, that's right. Thank you, Rebecca. Yes, recognition and positive reinforcement are related, right? As I was saying, it's amazing how much our students know nowadays, right? And sometimes we get surprised by the amount of information they know, right? So if we give them opportunities to show what they know, still we'll feel more confident, right? Activities, right? So that your students feel they are really talking about themselves and freedom to create language. Students need to have freedom. As I mentioned before, the students cannot have so much freedom. But as your students get more confidence, more and feel they know what the limits for freedom are, so you can give them more freedom. Of course, you are not going to start a class, for example, 5-year-old students, 6-year-old students, and give them all freedom to whatever they want. Right? In the beginning, you need to control that. Teacher's role in the classroom. Well, there are lots of teachers' roles in the classroom, right? The teacher can be listener, coordinator, facilitator. What else, here? What else? Please use the chat to tell me what you think is the teacher's role in the classroom. Thank you, Eliane. Anime, challenge and engage students, and that's a teacher role as well, so it can be a challenge. Okay, activate curiosity, facilitator. Thank you, Luiz. So the main the goal of the teacher is to help to learn, right, and to promote success. But we can say that nowadays the teacher should be more of a coach, right, more of a facilitator. In the past, they were usually organizers or controllers, right? And now teachers need to become more and more a facilitator, help students to learn and not control them to learn. I remember when I started teaching, I was pretty concerned about how my students were learning, or I was concerned about the class itself, right? So I wanted everything to be very much organized, right? So worried too much about the organization of the class and not so much about what my students were learning, and that was a huge mistake, right? So we should try to help our students to learn and not control them or organize them. Okay. We talked about fun activities, right? But fun activities, you can find lots of fun activities on the internet, can't you? You use those activities there, it's fine to use them, but as activities based on sound pedagogy. So, uh, uh, a curriculum, do they have, are they based on the, for example, on the can-do statements of the Common European Framework? So it's good, those activities, those activities, but it's better if you have a material that has all these activities with sound pedagogy and based on the competency, the can-do statements, right? It follows a progression, uh, uh, something that they notice that they are making progress. The purpose. Okay, thank you. We must guides. All right. Look at one fun activity. Okay. This activity here, you are teaching some vocabulary. Here, you don't even need a teacher's guide or a manual to tell you what you are teaching here, right? So please to tell me what are you teaching in this on this page? Yes, sure, right? Okay, we need a good material. Thank you, Douglas. So we're teaching parts of the body here, not only the face. Yeah, that's only the face here. Yeah, well, thank you. But yes, the face is part of the body, right? And after you teach them this vocabulary, why not have sing a song with them? Probably you know this chant already, this song already. It's called Head and Shoulders, right? And, my nieces were very young to teach them some songs, and they loved the song. This song, and we saw this song in this book called Kids Box. I thought really interesting because they changed it a little bit. They have made it more modern. They kind of modernized it. So let's listen to the song.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Could you hear the song? Yes. And do you think your students will enjoy this song? Yes. Sure, I think so. Okay. Yes, I think so too. I think, and it is, children usually love this song, right? Remember that you don't want your students to be energetic all the time, do you? All right. We want a balance between more energetic activities and more calming activities, right? More relaxed activities, right? One of the activities we can do is tell them a little story. Right? Stories are really useful for consolidating the language learned, because that's where you put together all the vocabulary they learned in the lesson. Right? So let's listen to this little story now. Okay.
In the story. In the toy box, alive. We'll talk on the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is. He's a monster. Isn't Mask Man? He's wrong. Oh? What's wrong? Look at there. It's long and it's green. Yes, Mask Man. Trolls are green.
Okay. So got the idea, right? Yes. So there are lots of things you can do with a story, right? You can have them role play the story. You can use the finger puppet so that you can tell the story with finger puppets. There's a way of exploring it, right? But always like all the activities, right? And it's because students have different multiple intelligences, right? Some students enjoy singing, others prefer uh, those, others prefer watching videos. Right? So you should try to identify what types of activities your students enjoy most and try to incorporate them into your classes, right? I suppose most of you do that already. Everybody's saying here they love to role play. The others say the kids hate to role play. Well, that's true. It varies a lot. It depends on the student's age, the student's background. So you try to identify that, right? And concentrate, of course, on the activities your students love most, right? And sometimes you can even skip an activity that you know your students are not going to enjoy. Right? If it's not really important for the lesson, right? You can skip an activity altogether. So you try to identify the activities they like and go with the flow, not against it. Well, that's a video. So my name is, what's in this kid's box? Any idea? Any idea? Tom, good. Anybody else? Okay. I'm sorry to say, but your candies, no, you're all wrong. What is it? It's a rainbow. No, it's a rainbow. All right. Okay. So let's watch a video now about the rainbow. Remember, this is a video for very young kids. Okay, between 5 and 6. So it's how childish, but it's fun. Let's watch.
And yellow and pink and green, orange and purple and blue. I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow to you.
I want to sing along. Let's karaoke. Let's do the karaoke version. Okay? Let's sing along. No, there are people near you, right? Okay, so let's try to sing along. Let's go. And yellow and pink and green, orange and purple and blue. I can see a rainbow, see a rainbow, see a rainbow too. Red and yellow and pink and green, orange and purple and blue. I can see a rainbow, 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 see a rainbow too. Right.
Clap, bravo. Okay, great. Thanks for participating. It's a pity I can't hear you. I wish I could hear you singing. Right? Okay. Let's talk to you a little bit about Kidsbox. Kidsbox is the second edition of Kidsbox is a new edition. It's a new. The book is not new, but second edition is new. Kidsbox is the fun course for seriously good results. Right? And the first edition was very successful, and we have the second edition of Kidsbox. I'm going to do a video again, which talks to you about Kidsbox. Let's watch.
Kidsbox is the fun course for seriously good results. Children delight in following the adventures of engaging characters, and teachers enjoy teaching this bright, dynamic course. In fact, everyone loves the course so much they've brought out a second edition with a completely new digital suite and a brand new star level, so that the fun can begin even earlier. Kidsbox is now perfect preparation for the Cambridge English Young Learners test, whether they're working towards charters, movers or flyers. The second edition fully covers the test syllabus in an engaging way that children really respond to. The new, easy-to-use digital classroom pack brings your classes to life with interactive whiteboard tools and a multimedia library. Also develop your teaching skills with an online professional development program. Best of all, it brings all these elements together in one convenient place. And of course, with a new edition comes new content. New skill sections build on children's knowledge of other subjects through English. New values pages develop their social awareness. And new phonic sections improve reading, spelling, and pronunciation skills. There is also a brand new starter level to provide extra pre-literacy support so that schools can begin using Kidsbox a year earlier with the much-loved characters in the course. From second edition teaches children the English they need in a fun but meaningful way. Why not have a look for yourself? To find out more, go to cambridge.org/kidsbox.
All right. Okay.
So, I remembered a little story now that Lynn Durrant once said or once told us in one of her seminars, and said that she used this course kids box with her students, and they had a lot of fun because it's a fun course. But one day, the parents came to her because he was concerned that his son, was not learning enough. Right? Because he said he asked his son what he learned in the class, and all the boy said was, "Well, I played a game and then we sang a song." Right? So he was very concerned that he was not learning the language. So she had to explain everything to the parent. Right? And then what she did was, in the end of each class, 5 minutes before the end of the class, she asked her students what they learned in that class. Right? Meaning they didn't know what to answer, so she told them. Sorry. Today, for example, you learned about the colors and the numbers or whatever she taught, right? And I've heard any complaints from parents anymore. Okay. Yes. So I think it's a good idea, right? Let your students know what they are learning, because sometimes, especially young students, they don't know, right? You are a teacher, you know what learning, right? But not your students. Look at some of the features of Kids Box. First, the perfect preparation for starters, movers, and flowers. So if you want to prepare your students for the Cambridge exams, it's a perfect material. If you don't want, no problem. Still, you can use the book in the same way, right? And your students are still going to learn in the same way. Also has clue and value sections, right? It's new in the second edition. The first edition didn't have that. Clue, I think, is a buzzword nowadays in English language teaching, right? Clue, if you don't know what Clue means, Clue is content, language, and integrated learning, right? And basically, it's cross-curricular material, right? Things like geography, math, sciences, right? So you can see here an example of Mary's geography. We're talking about the habitats, right? Another thing you find in I collaborated in this book. I revised this box for my name in this book. Oh, excellent! Thank you, Marcelo. That's great. Oh, that's a good thing. I didn't know that. I didn't know that people from Brazil revising this material. So check your name there. Thank you. Congratulations, yes. So we also have values on this book, right? You can hear an example is love nature, right? There's also a section on phonics, right? So that they can improve reading, spelling, and especially pronunciation, right? Which is very important. Technology, we have basically two things which are really helpful for teachers. One is presentation plus software. The other is the LMS, the Cambridge LMS. Let's another video which explains both of them. Okay, video.
Imagine if you had instant access to all the English teaching resources that you needed. Access to resources that help you plan and carry out your lessons with ease. And help keep your pupils engaged in a fun and interactive way. Well, now, you don't have to imagine anymore. Question Pass, new Kids Box, the well-loved English course for young learners. Have all the digital resources and interactive whiteboard tools you need in your classes today. It has all the content from the course, including interactive pupils and activity books, as well as videos, and flashcards teachers' books, teachers' resource packs, and access to Cambridge Learning Management System. You plan and teach your lessons. And it doesn't stop there. If you're looking for new teaching ideas, there's a full online training program to help you build your confidence and skills in teaching with technology. What's more, all this is available on your laptop or tablet with a simple and easy-to-use navigation. Presentation Plus not only provides you with inspirational ideas for the classroom, it inspires your pupils too. Visit cambridge.org/Kidsbox for more information, or contact your local Cambridge representative to request a free demo.
The Presentation Plus is to be used in class, right? And you can use it with a projector or TV. If you have a TV connected to a computer, you can use it, right? It has everything. This book, activity book, videos, and answers, right? You have the LMS. The LMS is the platform with extra activities for students. Okay. And the LMS is free. Teachers register for free, and students get their access codes in the book. You can set up classes and check your students' progress there. Right? Don't worry if you're not a computer savvy. Right? We'll help you. Have training courses to how to use it. And we also have on the platform what's called a primary digital teacher training course. So you can get a training course online as well. Product information now. So Box has 7 levels. So it goes from starter to level 6. Right? And it goes from pre-A1 to an A2 level, right? It has up to 250 hours of material per level. But if you have, like, let's say, 80 hours a year of teaching hours per year, is enough. You can use it. Of course, the more you have, the more you can explore all the resources available, right? So there is a teacher's resource book, for example, with lots of extra activities. You can explore some of the activities of LMS in class, all these things. But how can I get it? Just a second. I'm going to tell you in a minute. Both versions, the British version and the American version. So the British is called Kids Box, the American version is called American Kids Box. Okay? And there are the pupil's book or the student's book in case of the American version, activity book with online sources. The access code is found in the activity book. Teacher's resource book with audio, posters, and flashcards. And you have the digital components. Presentation Plus, test CD, interactive DVD-ROM, and class audio CDs. Vivian is saying that she works with American English. Excellent. So you can use it. It's the new edition. So org Kids Box, right? This is the Cambridge website. It's cambridge.org.br here in Brazil. And in our website, you can find our team there. If you click on Cambridge Brazil, with online workbook and for teens and adults, but I think it's difficult to do it with kids. Well, it's not that easy, right? But you would be amazed by how children nowadays can do things with computers and tablets, right? I have a nephew who is 5 years old, and brother had an iPad that he used, that he he bought for himself to read the news. And last time I was at his house, at his place, he told me that he lost his iPad to his son. He can't use it anymore because his son took control of it. Okay, and his son is only 5 years old, and he knows how to open the apps and do things and play songs and videos and everything, right? So I think, yeah, some kids it might be a little difficult, but for most kids nowadays, I think it will be a piece of cake to use the LMS. Okay. And the LMS has extra activities, so it's not something that if you don't use it, students will be penalized. No, extra to consolidate what they have learned in class. Right. So as I was saying, how smart he is. Right. LMS stands for Learning Management System. It's a platform, right? It's a form to manage students, right, to learning. Okay. Set up a class, and then students join this class, or you can add your students to this class, and then you can check their progress. You can see how they are doing, if they are activities or not, if they are doing it right. You check their score, you can check how much they're doing, and you can interact with them. You can send them messages if you want. Okay. Yes, you can take a look on it. Yes. So if you contact your representative, we have representatives covering almost all of the country. So if you check our website, you find the representative in your area. So please talk to your representative so that he can give you more information about Kids Box, and he can send you perhaps an e-sample so that you can view all the content, right? We can also give you access to the LMS, okay? Talk to your rep. If you cannot contact your rep, you can contact our customer services, right? You find it there in our website too. If you want to call us, the telephone number is 11-446-3333. Okay. Also, I am also available. You find my email there in this the Cambridge website. Okay, I can't scroll down now because this is a screenshot, but you will find it there. But I'll tell you, my email is lrose, because my name is Luiz Rose, so it's L, the first letter of my name, Rose, @cambridge.org. So it's easy. Right? Any options? Do all the resources have the American English version? Yes, all the resources. Brazil, right? Yes, I am from Brazil. Yeah, Ribeirão Preto. Have you heard of Ribeirão Preto? São Paulo, yes. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Also, what a coincidence. Okay. Let's go to Pinguim to have a beer there, right? The best shop there, yes. They have a wonderful draft beer there. Right. That's why I understand you so easily. Thank you. Okay, from Manaus. Oh, hi, Manaus. Yeah, I was in Manaus last year. I liked it very much. Okay. So to finish, I would like to, from Rio Grande do Sul, okay, I'm in São Paulo right now, the Cambridge office on a Paulista. Okay, ever come to São Paulo, come and visit us. We have a copy from Kids 3 and 4 American version I collaborate. Yes, please talk to your Cambridge representative, okay? All our customer services, and they will send you a copy. And so, just before we finish, I'd like to give some food for thought. A quote here from Confucius. And Confucius was a Chinese philosopher from 500 AC. You can imagine that more than 2,000 years ago, this guy wrote this, or said this. He didn't write anything, he said this. His teaching, the watchman guides his students, but does not pull them along. He opens the way, but does not take them to the place. If his students are encouraged to think for themselves, we may call the man a good teacher. Right? Professor, thank you. Yes, I think so too. I wish I had written that, but somebody else wrote it 2,500 years ago. Right? So as you can see, we're doing something completely new here. We're just accumulating all this wisdom. Okay. Well, very much for participating. I hope we can meet someday, and I hope we can check again in other webinars. Right? Sharing is the key. Thank you very much. Very much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Claudia, Adriano. What about Cambridge Day in Curitiba? Please to your rep there. You can talk to Lincoln or to Luiz Dentello. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you, Adrialdo. Yeah. Bye-bye. Thank you. To come to Manaus. I will. The problem with Manaus is the price of the tickets, the airplane ticket. It's too expensive to go from São Paulo to Manaus, right? Okay, thank you. True. Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.